I need to tell you guys something funny that Ellen said, but we can't include it on the podcast. But Ellen infamously said, and all my friends quote it back to me all the time because I told them and they think it's so funny.
Hey guys, welcome back to Twinhood. So I've actually been given the reins to start this week as Maisie's got a little cough. So you get me to welcome you to the best podcast in the world. Woo! So without further ado, I am Ellen Peters and this is
Maisie Peters. Yay!
Hooray!
Hooray! And Ellen, have you missed your cousins?
I've missed my cousins so much.
You've only had me to talk to.
I know. I feel great that we've got clarity that you are all the cousins now.
And it's nice that you get to talk about yourself like any time in the house, but I feel like you like talking about yourself when you have a microphone, especially. Something about it really brings a new, like, je ne sais quoi to the talking about yourself experience.
I'm gonna promise I'll keep it to an higher than average amount.
What, I'm talking about yourself?
Yeah.
And that's what they love to hear. And the cousins are absolutely gleeful right now.
Yippee, yippee.
Yippee, yippee, yippee.
Okay, guys, so obviously, like, we love hearing your feedback. So we love the feedback from our cousins, but we also love the feedback we get from our inner circle. And that includes
Our greatest fan.
our greatest fan.
My hero, practically, in many aspects of life.
I am like her reincarnated. It's like,
I often say that Ellen is her karma. And maybe she's yours, but in a beautiful way.
in a beautiful way. We are just two crazy, fierce, independent women. And it is no other than my boyfriend's lovely mother.
Woo! The actual goat of boyfriends' mums.
So she sends me a voice note every week on a Wednesday after the podcast is dropped. And she always tells me, Ellen, you know, I'm going to be absolutely honest. And the episode before this, she said, Ellen, I was worried for the first 10 minutes, but wow, you guys.
Didn't we pull it together?
And this week's was extra special. And I actually got permission to show it because we just wanted to share the love. So I'm going to play it for you guys. And yeah, show her some loves in the Spotify comments because she is the queen.
Well, what can I say? That was the best one so far. It was so funny. It made me laugh so many times. It was absolutely brilliant. So good. Can you play this to Maisie, actually? Can I just say to both of you that it's just, that podcast is so brilliant. It's funny, it's clever, it's engaging. It just ticks all the boxes. It's absolutely brilliant. Well done. Really great. Cracking. I'm dying to watch it. I'm going to watch it on YouTube later, which is what we do on Wednesday nights. So it was really, 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 really good. Best one so far.
Wow.
That's my hero. That is my hero. I was blushing. I literally could feel the blush.
And you know what, guys? Obviously, I played you that wonderful voice note, but there is also another voice note that I won't play. But turns out, like father, like son, because you know how in the last episode we spoke about how my boyfriend cuts my toenails. She then reveals it's so funny because her husband, my boyfriend's father, actually cuts her toenails and also does it after the shower because they're nice and malleable.
Imagine how gagged I was when you told me this. Because I think you played the voice notes like one after the other.
Genuinely, it must run in the family.
She's really setting the bar, not only for boyfriends' lovely mums, as we've previously talked about, but also for people getting on that goddamn YouTube video link and looking at Ellen's goddamn face beat. I'm like those TikTok, you know, those boyfriends that are like, you will look at my girlfriend's beautiful hair today and you will like it. That's me with your hair.
Thanks,
And
queen.
your face beat.
And you know what I discovered this week, guys, is the YouTube like premiere when our like episode comes out and we can chat to you guys.
I know, I've been doing that for years because when you release music videos, like that's, you're going to have a little yap.
It's so great. Well, I ended up talking to all the queens about The Summer I Turned Pretty and if I was Team Conrad and Team Jeremiah. And you know what? I'm not going to tell you. You have to be on the YouTube live premiere if you want to know that hot information.
If Ellen's Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah.
You don't know how deep the lore is.
I do know how deep the lore is. Have you watched Summer Pretty?
Queen, I've watched all of them.
Have you?
I'm hooked.
I can't believe that
I'm
you watched them all.
locked
Because I assumed you said the answer you said. Spoiler, she said she was Team Jeremiah. Which you did. And
Maisie, they're not going to come to the YouTube now.
But they can't come to that YouTube. They'd have to come to a different YouTube. You'd have to say
and
it
I
again.
might be on next week.
And you're going to say the same thing again.
And the week after.
I just think it's crazy that you're Team Jeremiah. I think that's crazy.
Look, Belly deserves loud love. She deserves to be loved in a loud way. And Conrad, I give it to you, he's a hot, mysterious boy. But, like, he just is giving that situationship that you've had that never really told you, like, he even liked you that much. It was just all like...
Well, I'm not going to lie. I'm actually speaking out of turn because I've not watched the show. I've just read the book.
Yeah.
But I'm sort of up to speed with the general online lore of it all because I'm obviously the most online queen in the whole wide world.
Obviously. No, but you should watch it.
I know. I think I actually might. One of my tours, my 2 goals... Not these being my 2 goals, my tours, obviously to like do the tours, but I really want to watch Game of Thrones. I've never seen it.
So good.
And I feel like I'll get on a tour, I'll get on that bus, I'll lock into my bunk, pull that curtain, Game of Thrones, hours and hours. Like I think that's going to be my time. And maybe Summer I Turn Pretty will be that one as well. But for the record, I'm Team Conrad. Anyway, what have you done this week, Ellen? In fact, I know what we should both discuss because we've both been very brave girls and tried new things this week.
So brave.
Now, why don't you speak about what you tried first?
I went to my first OneRebel, which for anyone that doesn't have them in your area, it's a bit like a Barry's boot camp. So basically, you start on either the treadmill or on the floor doing like strength bits, and it's like a high intensity interval training. It's just a lot. It really is. It's run, and I don't run this. I could count how many times I've run in my life. Mm-hmm. Like I genuinely think, ever, like maybe 5. And it's like you're in a club as well. It's like dark, like the music's blaring. They like the instructors have like a microphone, and they're like, "Come on, you rebels!" Like it's a lot. But
just to circle back, when you said you run 5 times ever?
Yeah.
Like, are you running like for your train? Are you running?
That's a jog though. I mean, when I say running, I mean literally leave the house to go for a run.
Okay, so I was just checking that you had moved faster than walking.
Yeah.
Like okay, go back to OneRebel. Sorry.
So OneRebel and. Anyway, it's just really bougie. It's like a luxurious way to do fitness. It's like the new way. Anyway, I'm feeling rather good about myself because I'd just done F45 the week before, and obviously we've been PTing, so I'm like, I must have some base level of fitness. Mm-hmm. Anywho, I go into the class, and already it's just flashing lights, like, and I'm just like, okay, like, this is fun. I can do this. Oh my God. It was intense. But you know what? I survived it. And I felt like the endorphins after. I also had my lovely red face return.
You did. Your greatest look.
I did it, but then trouble started around midday. When my stomach did not quite agree with the OneRebel class. Turns out that like running can really like jig up your insides. And obviously I'm not used to
running, as we've established. You've only done it 5 times.
Yeah, and I think it was just like the high intensity of it all. So my stomach went, and I was at work, and I was on a work call with this guy that's fairly new, just a work guy. And I do have to say, I've got 10 minutes left of the meeting. I can't make it. And I'm like, I'm really sorry. I need to end this meeting. I've got to go to the toilet.
I couldn't believe when you told me that you hadn't been like, oh, the doorbell's just gone. I'm really sorry. I've got an urgent call I need to take. You just really went, honestly, it's the best policy.
I know. I hoped he thought it's maybe like a piss. But on reflection, I don't think anyone that desperate would be like...
I guess we'll never know. And I guess we'll never know.
I really have no shame. And then I sent to the girl group chat, I was like, guys, OneRebel makes you shit. It was just, it was a lot. But I'm going to go back. I've just decided I'm only going to do like afternoon, evening sessions. So, if I do have to shit, I'll be in a safe space.
Yeah, I guess there's always that as a way around.
But I think hot girl shit after OneRebel. But Maisie's going to come next week, so
I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'll potentially be coming to OneRebel. I feel like I've never been to any of the like trendy girl London classes, so I'm kind of down to see.
I do have to say about the trendy girl London classes is, so when I did the OneRebel, it was in morning class, and I know in myself I can't do morning classes. I just feel like tired and horrible the rest of the day. There's something in the air in like the fitness scene of women under 35, all in their Lululemons, all like literally they after 7. So when I got there at like 7:45, they're all coming out of the classes, like
they've already
showering,
been
going to work. Like I'm just like
it brings a retch to my mouth.
If
not
this is the
already
standard,
in the gym.
If this is a standard, I don't think I'm meant for that life.
Well, there might be other reasons why you're not meant for that life as well, Queen. There's a few signposts there.
Yeah, why did none of the girlies tell me I was going to shit my pants after?
I guess they're not sort of speaking on that. Justice for the girlies that are, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Anyway, Queen, tell me about your fitness.
Yeah. So I also tried something new this week. I went to my first Reformer Pilates class. Clap for me. Didn't shit myself, so there's always that.
Okay, no need to brag.
But I was nervous.
Can I just say, for some continuity, did you in fact buy the socks?
I bought the socks, yeah. I was just very nervous going in. I was like, I don't have the socks. I have socks with me, but I don't have the socks with me. And like, what if they ask me to take my socks off? And then like, I have to get my dogs out. And like, what if I'm the only person without the socks? And everyone's looking at my dogs, being like, look at her dogs. Like, it was too many variables. So I just went and I bought some socks at the Pilates studio.
Good for you, Queen.
And then I went in and I sat on the reformer machine and I was thinking to myself, ooh, I don't know what to do with this. And then she came over and she was like talking to everybody. And I thought to myself, okay, this is your moment, Maisie. You've just got to be like honest. Just be like, hey, I've not done reformer Pilates before.
Yeah, that's what I did when I went to OneRebel. I was like, show me.
No, did I do that? Absolutely not. I just went, hi, yeah, nice to meet you. And then I was just obviously on that machine. But you know what? I would do it again. It is just more fun. It's just innately more fun to just be on a little wee. You know what I mean? I don't really know how to describe a reformer Pilates machine, but you're kind of like just on a fun little machine and you like push things and it's just...
I think people know what a reformer Pilates
just in
machine
case
is.
anyone doesn't, but it's just more fun than like doing the thing without the machine. I would do it again.
I don't really feel like you get those like endorphins though, like a OneRebel gives you.
No, it's probably not the same amount of trauma as going to a OneRebel from how you've described it to me.
It feels like I'm like Stockholm syndrome. Is that what
this is
called?
what happens to the girls though? They just get addicted.
Because it's like the high you feel after, like is.
Well, I did a Soul Cycle class once.
No, you're saying all the ones I hate the most. ADHD girlies know that reformer and.
What has ADHD got to do with Soul Cycle?
Because it's so boring. You're just doing the same thing.
But have you been to a Soul Cycle?
I've been to a spin class.
Well, I do think Soul Cycle might be a bit different because it's not boring. You like doing different things all the time.
No, you saying that, no, they think mixing it up is by doing like some arm stretches and like that.
But you need to be jumping off the bike.
I just don't like spin classes.
Wow, okay, hot take.
And I don't really like yoga and Pilates because again, you're just on, I know you're doing different things, but you're still just on the floor.
There's too much time to think.
There's just, way too much time to think. It's
way too many moments for my thoughts to intrude.
Yeah.
Don't they know I've got 3 screens on the go trying to prevent that from happening?
like, I want to be feeling sick to my core after an exercise class.
You want to have the high highs and the low lows.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just here for an easy time. In conclusion, the Pilates made me feel like a good person and like better than all the people that I was walking past. I was thinking, you haven't been to Reformer Pilates today. And I liked going wee on the little machine. And I was in intense pain though, my glutes. Do you remember? I was just ow, 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 ow the whole day and day afterwards. But you know what? I would do it again.
And you didn't shit yourself.
And I didn't shit myself, so swings and roundabouts, you know what I mean? So this weekend, we are heading down for a huge event of the year, some would say. It is, in fact, our granny's 90th birthday. And it really made me think, Helen, as I was pondering it earlier, like, what do you think you're going to be like when you're 90?
Queen, I'll be lucky if I even make it to 90 after my years of sin at Nottingham Trent University, you know? 70 would be nice.
So you go for a healthy 70. Will you come back and haunt me?
Probably.
Get bored.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, I've categorically said to my boyfriend that I obviously would want to go first because I wouldn't want to live a life without him.
Oh.
But when I go, if I go, he's not allowed to get another girlfriend.
What, age 70?
Ever.
No more girlfriends for him? No.
He says that his love for me is like a constant ship. So let it be the constant ship.
Yeah, so let's see how constant that ship really is.
I really hope it's not like the Titanic.
Wow, that was beautiful up
Thanks,
until
Queen.
up until certain bits, but then it came back down to beautiful again.
What do you think you'll be doing at 90?
Probably just yapping to you, same old.
When you're 90, MP3 still wouldn't have come out. So.
Yeah, that would. I'll be on MP90 by then. Be songs about the care home.
And I also feel like every time you go to Infernos in Clapham, you lose like 5 years off your life. So,
and you've gone a lot.
Yeah, but you know who would be dead if it was by that standard, and that is my boyfriend.
He'd have been dead a few years ago.
Yeah, he was once. I think this is his biggest red flag, that he used to go to Infernos once every week.
I've never been. Did you know
Queen,
that?
we don't need to go.
Do you think it's past my time now?
It's past your time. We need to keep your brand alive.
Intact.
But it would kind of eat you with the fishes. There's like a fish tank.
There's a fish tank in Infernos.
Yeah, Queen, there's so many. There's like a confession booth in Infernos.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Maybe that can be our care home.
Infernos.
Infernos. Maybe by then it will be converted. A perfect place for 2 90-year-olds to just while away their last few years.
You're going to be the, not the good witch anymore. You're going to be the old witch.
There it is. There it is.
On to our next subject, because we've got some really great feedback from you. Oh my God, feedback? Do I want to be more corporate? Okay. We've got some really nice comments saying how much you guys love hearing about our favorite books, and you're just loving the book talk, even though it's not book talk, it's book pod.
Book pod.
No. Anywho, you love the books. So the books is what we shall bring you. And really, really exciting news. We've started a Goodreads book club.
Woo, for the podcast.
Woo! Yeah.
Woo.
It's called Twinhood Podcast. Come give us a follow, and we'll be sharing our favorite books. Maisie's will be really serious and cool, and mine will be really deeply uncool, but really scary.
But together they are the perfect collab, much like us.
So true, Queen. And we want to know, like, if you're more of a Maisie book kind of gal, or if you're more of a me book kind of gal.
What are you reading right now, Queen?
I had to force myself to take a break from the thrillers, because I feel like if you're reading the same genre every time, it just gets a bit, like, repetitive. So I'm reading Blue Sisters.
Oh, by Coco Mellors. Yeah, I actually really liked Blue Sisters.
Yeah, it's giving sweet, wholesome, a bit like it's kind of sisters.
It actually feels quite Twinhood core.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to lie. I did struggle at the start, because I always feel like when you've got like different chapters for different characters, you find that you have like a favorite sister
and a favorite chapter.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, I can't be asked for that sister.
Ellen, what if people feel like that about us on the podcast? Fuck. Anyway,
you're just having to like get through me so you can get to Maisie. Get the slog out the way.
No, it's the other way around.
Shit, I hope people don't fast forward me.
Queen, they would never do that. They'd be too scared of you. They'd be worried you're going to come out. You're going to come out on their phone. You're going to come out their airport. Hands ready to fight. Oh, don't
fast forward
no
me.
one's fast forwarding you, Queen. No one would ever do that. You're definitely the most funny.
Okay.
And the biggest star.
Okay.
Anyway,
so Blue Sisters is what I'm at. I'm at 80%, guys, so I'm almost finished, and then I'm going to treat myself to a good old
mystery thriller
thing. I'll tell you what I think I want to read next. I would like you guys to help me choose. So I've got The Good Samaritan by John Mars. I've got Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. Or gonna throw a different one in the mix. I've got The Great Alone by Kristen Hannah. And I have read The Nightingale by Kristen Hannah.
You
so I
love that.
do like that. But yeah, out of those three, what should we read next, guys?
And I'll say that I've recently read a book that I loved, and it's been a bit of a slow period for me. I've been giving lots of books like 3 stars, which
You're brutal on
I'm
Goodreads.
brutal. I am quite brutal.
Quick, be honest with me. Did you take the housemaid and change it from a 3 to a 2?
Yeah,
I saw that the other day. I
reflected.
was like, wait, I swear she's already rated that.
I
God, you're really
reflected.
bothered.
I really am bothered. Well, it was more that I was going through my Goodreads and I couldn't justify keeping the housemaid on 3. I couldn't. It had to.
You're really not helping yourself with that. Where's MP3 when you have the time to literally just be changing a Goodreads rating?
Listen. I'm busy. I'm doing things. MP3 is cooking. It's in the oven. But if a girl has time to take the housemaid from a 3 to a 2 star, sue a girl. Sue a girl. So the book that I recently read that I loved was called The Safe Keep, and it was by Yael van der Wooden. And it's a story about, you're going to laugh at me again for being mysterious. It's about World War II, and it's sort of a love story between 2 women, and it's centered around a house in the Netherlands. And it's sort of but it is sort of a mystery in some ways. And I just loved it. It just was so gripping, but also like it was a mystery that I genuinely was surprised by the plot twist, which, as we know, was with the housemaid. I can't say the same. But yeah, I just was really surprised by the plot twist, and I was really like beautifully written, but also it's really gripping at the same time. So I really recommend The Safe Keep for any of the girls.
Do you think I'd like it?
Yeah, I actually do.
Slow.
That's it for the book of the week.
But obviously, make sure you go follow our Goodreads.
Mm-hmm. And let us know if you enjoy hearing us talk about books, because that's something that we both actually love. So we can definitely do more of it.
And it's good because it's like made me like want to read quicker. I think I'm already quite like a quick reader, but I'm like, God, I can't have the cousins like think I have.
Think you're slacking.
Yeah, I'm like, what if I'm still reading Blue Sisters in 2 weeks' time? I'm not. But like, it's really like, I need to make sure the cousins...
The cousins are waiting for your next book recommendation.
They are.
So for the last few episodes, we've had a bit of a hiatus from Dilemmas. We've just been trying other segments, and we are still doing Dilemmas, of course. We've been keeping up with our inbox, and we thought we'd do a couple today as a treat, but also because we love hearing what's going on with you guys. So let's see. There was one that I felt like was a great place to start. Actually, hilariously, Ellen, you are so the main character because so many of these dilemmas are for you. Which is insane because that means that they think your advice is somehow the superior advice.
Maybe I've been improving.
Coming from the Let Them girl. Wow. Let them.
Well, what would they like to hear?
I'm going to direct this one mainly to you, Ellen.
Okay.
But it was, hello, amazing Ellen. I have a dilemma. It's not relationship-based, but I need some advice. I'm starting to go through an ADHD diagnosis, and I don't know what it's going to be like, and sometimes I get worried about it. I know Ellen is ADHD, and I was wondering what the diagnosis entails, and if you could give me some advice generally. So I feel like it would be nice for you to just speak through your journey into getting your diagnosis, because obviously it's a difficult thing.
Okay, guys. Well, obviously, you know, I am me. I feel like I present quite ADHD.
No, nonsense.
But I feel like it's when I was in school, because I think ADHD appears a lot differently in women. So, like, I was never really, really naughty. Like, I went into school, like, I probably wasn't, like, getting A stars, but I was, like, not, like, really slacking. So it kind of went below the radar throughout school. I know that when I was younger, I was quite, which now is so funny, because I was really sensitive and like a lot of like sensory things. Like I couldn't have buttons, I could only have zip. I used to get really overstimulated. Like if we ever went to Toys R Us, I'd always cry because it'd just be too overstimulating for me. And I'd like have meltdowns at the supermarket, and like my mum was just like, what is wrong with you? And so it's funny now because those were little glimpses into probably me being an ADHD queen. But yeah, so it went under the radar. And then in sixth form, I think I got a bit more, you know, puberty hit. You know, I got a bit yappier. I remember my sociology teacher saying to me, Ellen, I think you have ADHD, because I probably just couldn't shut up. And I found school, it started to get a bit harder for me. I just really didn't like the 1 hour of like lessons. It was just all a bit too structured for me. And then I went to uni and I was just living life at uni. I wish I had even a second to think about if I was an ADHD queen, but I just know I was in it for a good time at uni. Like,
and a good time you did have.
I did, yeah. And then I got into work, and with work, I find it, small things can feel quite a lot to me. So if there's like lots of little bits, I don't know how to do that. I also don't really know how to do things that aren't fun. God forbid. I'm only doing it if it's fun. So I actually, in one of my reviews, got, Ellen, you only seem to like want to do like the fun, exciting things. Like you don't really want to do like the kind of
the hard things,
the hard and, you know, important things. I was like, funny that.
And then how did you end up actually getting your diagnosis?
I was just mentally quite down at the start of my 20s. Like, life is there's so many moving pieces. Like, wasn't living in a great place. Like, I didn't have a great job. There was just lots of things. And I think when you're under those circumstances, it can really enhance things. So I just knew, like, I just don't feel like the others. Like, I don't feel like I react emotionally the same way. Don't feel like at work I, like, function the same way as others. I'm just like, I feel different. So then I think I must have, so classic, I think mum put me on the list when I was at uni. I was off, you know, frolicking, and she was like, I'm going to put you on that mother freaking list. And so I just got put on the list, and God bless the NHS, like, queues are long. Like, I think I did wait in total like 2.5, 3 years. And then, but because I was on the list and at uni, I didn't really think about it. And then I got called up, and I think I had about 3 appointments till I got my diagnosis. But I think with ADHD and like neurodivergency, like being massive in the media now, and just like, it's just like a term of phrase. Like, people be like, oh, I feel so ADHD today. Or I just think, especially with like phones, everyone's like media obsessed. So they think they're quite ADHD. Like, and I remember saying to the doctor I had, I was like, she was like, you can start looking at resources, you know, to treat, like, to help you manage your ADHD. I was just like, I refuse to look at the resources until I get that diagnosis, because I was like, I don't want to be like a fraud. Like, I don't want to just be another one of those people that says, oh, I have ADHD. So that is actually one of the hard things I think about having ADHD or like neurodivergency in this life, because I think it's so on trend at the moment, but then it can almost make you feel like your real issues aren't that real. Because I actually think a lot of the ADHD issues I have really make me really quite unhappy. Like, they make me really upset, and they're really hard to deal with. And I've just, like, from a young age, I've just felt really angry and really like, why am I the only one that reacts like this, that feels like this? So it's quite hard when like the whole world suddenly thinks they have ADHD. So that's why I was a bit like, with my diagnosis, I feel like, yeah, I was just like to the nurse, no, I'm not even looking into it, even though I probably should have.
So you feel like when you got your diagnosis, that in some ways was like a big relief to you, because you were able to finally sort of have a reason for why you might have felt this way, and also just be confident in saying it and knowing that was true.
Yeah, I think it was such a relief. I think especially to be like, oh my God, there's a reason. I'm not just like this. Like, and I think it was nice for the people around me that probably had to deal with like some of the not so nice parts of the ADHD. Like, I think it was nice for mum to be like, okay, that's why my child used to have a screaming fit at Toys R Us.
Yeah.
It's also useful for like partners, because I think when you have ADHD, you tend to have quite erratic, anxious attachment styles, and I think they kind of go hand in hand. So it's good to be like, I'm gonna be like this, but there's a why.
And also there's tools to help understand it and understand you, and therefore like communicate better. I feel like when I understood ADHD and when I was equipped with the tools, I was like, oh, actually, like, the way to have the best form of communication with Ellen, or the way to like achieve whatever the thing is that I want to achieve, you're like, oh, actually this method isn't going to work. Like, and you just understand the methods that will and won't work.
But I think getting the diagnosis was like the best thing for me. I think for me, it was just like having that like recognition. And I think a lot of people feel like that. It's just knowing there's a why. And also being able to like give yourself, like, be part of this group of like ADHD.
Part of the community.
The Slay ADHD community.
And you are a vocal member.
I am the Slay ADHD community. And did I or did I not literally write into ChatGPT? As a person with ADHD, which exercise class would I like more?
That was so funny.
But yeah, don't be nervous about getting diagnosed. I think a lot of the time the people that are diagnosing you worked in mental health, and like I had a really nice doctor. And yeah, it's just nice. Think of the after and like the relief you'll feel. Or maybe you won't, but like I know a lot of people that it's just nice to have a label.
Beautiful. Our next dilemma is a good one. Hi, Maisie and Ellen. Around a month ago, I went on a first date with a boy who I'd known for a semester. I was pretty nervous to go on this date as it was my first date in a while. When we were on the way back to my house, which is around a 30-minute drive, I started to feel so sick from nerves, bad driving, and food. I was sitting in the passenger seat and I tried to swallow the vomit down, but it was not working. I ended up vomiting on my tote bag in my lap. He pulled over and was really nice about it, even though I was a mess. Since we have this date, we have stopped talking. I'm no longer interested in seeing him. So the advice I need, how do I go on another first date after such an embarrassing one? Any embarrassing date stories you could share to make mine feel less embarrassing is greatly appreciated. With love, a very embarrassed girl.
Oh, I've been waiting for this one.
Yeah, I was like, and I really think you should just take the stage.
Okay, do you want to go first?
I might need to think. So I
Okay,
think
I'll
you
go
should
first.
take it away.
Where do I start? Okay, I will start on embarrassing on my half. I was pretty new to London. I was using the apps, and I go on this date with this guy. We go to a bar, we get quite drunk, you know, as you do on first dates. And I'm suddenly like, oh, I can't find my phone. And I'm panicking at this point. And I'm quite drunk, so I'm just like, can't really think properly. Anyway, I'm really panicking and I'm just like, okay, I'll leave the phone and I'll find it at some point tomorrow. And then I'm with him and I'm like, I need to look on, find my iPhone. So like, God knows why I chose my mother. And I use his Instagram and message my mum on his Instagram, being like, hey, sorry, it's Ellen. Like, can you find my iPhone? And she does. And, you know, we find the phone and he actually goes and gets the phone the next day and drops it back. So that was really nice. And, you know, first time was funny. It's like, oh, you and your bloody phone. And then we go on a second date. Again, we go for drinks. And again, I lose my phone. At this point, it's just so embarrassing. I'm like, I promise, like, I'm not like this. So I've lost the phone for a second time. The phone is wedged
So good.
in between the sofa. Like, it's somehow got like in between a sofa.
In the bar, right? It's
In
like a
the bar.
sofa in the bar and it's in between the cushions.
And I can't get it out. And so she's like, I'm really sorry, we're gonna have to like get someone to come help, but it won't be this evening. You're gonna have to pick it up the next day. And again, he goes and gets the phone. And you know what? We do speak a bit after that. But I think I think he just thought, what is this crazy girl? Like, she's lost her phone twice on the 2 days. So that was one.
That's a good one.
Embarrassing on not my half is when I was at Nottingham Trent. I was dating, and I go on this date with this guy and we have a really good first date. And I was like, oh my God, this could be the one. But it's just a really good first date. And then the second date comes around and it's more of like a day date, but we then go and have dinner, but it's quite a long date. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, so like, am I staying around? And I'm like, go on then. And so I'm like, yeah, okay. And he's like, okay, I just need to go to my car first to like pick some things up. And I'm like, okay, fine. And he goes to the car, I'm with him, and he gets out from his car boot a whole suitcase. And I'm not talking like a carry-on, I'm talking like a huge suitcase. And so he brings it back to mine. I'm just a bit like, okay, this is quite intense. And even for me, this is quite intense. And I'm like, why did you bring such a big suitcase? He's like, I just wanted outfit options. So at this point,
Fair enough, to be fair. He had fashion goals in mind. He was thinking big.
you know what? The day was continuing. And, we're having a good time. And then he says, you know what? You look a bit like E.T.
I didn't remember that as part of the suitcase
He
gate.
says I have a really long neck. You're like, you've got a really long neck. And then I'm like, okay, like, let's just get this over with. Like, I need this man out of my flat. So the next day we wake up and I'm like really trying to get him to leave. And he's like, can I have a shower? I'm like, okay, I'll let you have a shower. And I'm in a small flat as well, and he just starts singing in the shower. I'm like, this is too much. And so then I make up like, oh, I'm really sorry. Like, I've got like something to do. Goodbye. He leaves. And the best part was he leaves with his suitcase just trailing behind him.
He's a 10, but he brings a suitcase to the date.
And can I just say, before he left, I was polite. I was like, what do you think you're going to do now? And he was like, I think I'm going to go to Spoons and get some chicken wings. It was like 9 a.m. I was like,
This could have been my future brother-in-law.
have you thought of any?
Well, what it made me think of was, this is not necessarily a first date story, but my first kiss was with a boy at a house party.
And I witnessed it, guys. I saw it happen in front of my own eyes.
And it was with this boy who I quite liked, and I need to tell you guys something funny that Ellen said, but we can't include it on the podcast. But Ellen infamously said, and all my friends quote it back to me all the time because I told them and they think it's so funny. Do you remember saying this to me? We were like 15, and you're like, Maisie, all you need to do is that is not going in the podcast. Anyway, just to circle back to my first kiss. What I was going to say was I had my first kiss with this boy, and we had the kiss, and it was great, and I was like, done it, sick. And then, not going to lie, it was a literal sick, because he did then proceed to throw up on me, on himself, on me, and then I was like in the toilet with him, like he was throwing up, like I was there, this other girl was there. I was like, what are you doing? Like, this is my moment, this is my time to shine. Kicked her out. And then I just remember he just threw up, and that was my first kiss.
Well, I don't think first kisses are meant to be particularly fun.
So that's not a first date, but that is a fellow story about being sick. And
I must have so many other horrible dates.
I've not to date shame you, but you've definitely been on more dates than me. So I couldn't think of that many embarrassing dates. But I've actually not been on very many.
I haven't been on that many either, but I've probably been on some with like some actual boyfriends. I mean, infamously, I went to Centre Parks for a whole first date.
That's there's a story for another day. Okay, anyway. There was some giggles in that one. I'm gonna do the last one. This is another dilemma for Ellen.
Guys, I'm honoured.
So this is for Ellen. I'd love to hear both of your perspectives. I cannot seem to find a therapist I vibe with. As a fellow neurodivergent girly, ADHD autism combo, I feel like finding someone who actually gets me is extra important, but also extra hard. I just started with a new therapist, and sometimes it just feels off. Do I give it more time? Is it rude to break up with your therapist after only 2 sessions? I feel guilty about switching, but also I don't want to waste time or energy.
That's an interesting one. I have only ever had 2 therapists, and I thought they were both queens. I feel like those were needed. Like the first, if you've never done therapy before, like your first couple of sessions are going to be eye-opening. But then also I do think I hated therapy for like the first 2, 3, even 4 sessions. So I would say maybe stick it out just for a bit, because sometimes you have to really like break through those barriers. But I noticed with all my therapists, I seem to have the same, like there's a box you can click, or like they just say that this is their type of therapy, and it's gentle. I like gentle therapy.
I bet you do.
I just like them to kind of reinforce what I'm saying, but they do challenge me a bit, and I do like when they challenge.
Yeah,
because
I think it's good for you.
I'm like, you're so right, queen. Of course.
Of course, that's true.
But as you know, I love therapy. and I take most of what they say as Bible. So maybe I'm not.
Literally.
They could honestly be saying, I really think you should go and like swim the Atlantic. And I'd be like, so true.
So true. Maybe I should.
Maybe I should.
Get me my goggles.
What about you, Queen? You're obviously new to the therapy game.
I am very new, to be fair, so I feel like I can't really speak on it because I've not had loads of experience. But I would say that from my limited understanding, it does seem really important to find someone that you do feel like you click with in that setting. Otherwise, it's just going to be harder for you to do the work that you need to do. This did remind me, this is sort of off subject, but on the subjects of therapists that don't work out, my boyfriend the other day, we were talking about this conversation, and he was talking about, he's had a couple therapists, we love it, and one of his therapists, he said he was like, yeah, I kind of ghosted him, like I feel bad about it, but it was when me and him first started dating, and he was like, yeah, like I told the therapist about it and about you, and the therapist was like, well, you're in a real period of change in your life right now, like, is it really the best thing to get involved with this girl? And he thought, how wrong you are. He ghosted the therapist.
How dare you?
And that is a type of love a girl needs, when he would ghost his therapist for even suggesting the mere suggestion that he shouldn't date me, the love of his life.
This is why my boyfriend's not allowed as a therapist. They'd be like, she seems like she's got quite a lot of needs. Yes, and?
Talk to me about it first then, snake. You calling your boyfriend's therapist a snake for not telling you first.
Do you want to say it to my face or what?
Yeah. So anyway, that was my therapist anecdote for him. But yeah, I would just say keep trying, keep looking, because the right person will be out there for you, and so will the right therapist. Okay, we're going to do a final round of twinning or binning, as I know this got the least votes in our poll the other week, which I thought was a testament of no taste. Where's everyone's taste gone? Don't they love twinning or binning?
They don't want to hear our thoughts.
That's insane.
Crazy.
But if you don't know already, twinning means we love, binning means we don't love. I'm now going to throw out some quick fire twinning or binnings for you. Are you ready?
Okay.
First one, athleisure.
Athleisure, I low-key love. It's just too much effort to be a true fashion girly. Like, I don't want to sit about in my jeans. I want to sit about in my trackies.
But then that's when you discover, I feel like the pipeline for all girls is like discovering the jeans that are comfortable. And I feel like I've discovered those. And that's why I personally don't feel like athleisure needs to be part of our everyday wardrobe. I feel like I have kind of strong opinions on this, but like, I get it if you're going to the exercise class or coming from the exercise class or going to the run, but just day to day, just as a general fit.
This queen has obviously never had a Lululemon BBL jacket, and it shows. It shows real bad.
And maybe if I had the Lululemon BBL jacket, my idea would be different.
The BBL jacket with like black leggings, you're looking like a snatch.
That's what you're looking like.
That's what you're looking like.
Good to know. Internalizing.
Or like, sometimes I think, okay. Like,
okay.
In like a cute sports bra, little matching set. I just think like me feeling good in a gym outfit is like top tier.
Okay, nice. So I think that all of my style icons, I just want like a European Scandi vibe, and I fear that the European Scandi girls, the French girls are not wearing athleisure, I don't think.
No.
Not as an everyday outfit. Like, I want to be in a cute little cardigan.
I heard it's like French girls don't use curling irons.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a gutter for you.
Thing is, like, I really identify with being a British gal, but do I think I'd be extremely powerful in the US of A? I do.
You with an SUV.
With my Stanley, and I'd have my keys and they jangle against my Stanley, and I'd go to my Barry's boot camp and I'd have my little dog, and yeah.
Your final form.
The reason I'm not in the US is because I'd be too powerful.
Yeah, I have to keep you humble here on British soil.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? I'm too funny, dare I say it, for the US. They wouldn't know how to handle.
Well, that's not nothing.
Oh my God. I hope, like, am I going to be let back into the US because I just said that?
That you were too funny?
Yeah. Why is that a genuine worry of mine?
Yeah, you're too funny for border control.
Fuck. Border control, if you're seeing this.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm too funny.
Okay, so athleisure, twinning or binning, 3, 2, 1.
Twinning.
Binning. It was
God.
obvious it was going to happen. Okay, this next one's going to be controversial, but I think it's going to be good. Twinning or binning, Maisie's blonde hair.
Okay.
And this is going to be honesty hour.
So obviously when I first heard way back when that Maisie was going blonde, I was furious. I think when you're a twin growing up, you know, you're constantly compared. And you know what? She could be the singer. She could get all the A stars, you know. I was fine with that. But when she came for my hair, that is one thing.
That was one line I shouldn't have crossed.
No,
But cross it I did.
You did.
And I've now been blonde for like 2.5 years.
Yeah. The blonde slays. I really like it. It would obviously be a lot more of a problem if she had long blonde hair.
Which I almost did for a while. It was teeter on the edge of long blonde hair.
I was getting quite anxious.
And that's obviously why I basically chopped it off.
I love the blonde hair, but does the blonde hair love you? That's the question.
Wow. I will say I love the blonde hair for when I'm doing shoots or doing tours or anything in my career. Like I feel like it looks really good on stage, it looks really good on pictures, it really pops. But I am also excited for the day that I can go back to my natural color because I am a low maintenance girl. Like it's kind of crazy that I have this high maintenance hair because I'm so low maintenance. Like I don't really do my
Ridiculous.
makeup ever and these days apart from on this podcast. And even then it's like
it's minimal.
it's minimal to your shame. But yeah, I do like the blonde hair, but I am excited for my brunette days.
I just feel like I want you to do a more natural hair color. Not saying I don't like it.
But the other day you literally told me to go icy blonde.
Yeah, I did.
You did say that.
I did.
I'm getting mixed messages.
I know.
I just want to make you happy.
Queen, no. Well, number one, with blonde, you obviously get roots. And I feel like unless you're like on top of it, you're just going to constantly be in a root cycle. And you're going to get the haters commenting, roots.
I know, I do get the roots. But I don't actually mind the roots.
I'm looking forward to when you go back to your natural hair because you've already got a very natural look that I feel like. And I saw this thing that apparently like your natural hair color is actually what you
I know,
are.
I've seen it. It lives in my mind rent free.
You know, and so I am looking forward to the day that you do go back natural.
Okay, well, I guess then Mrs. Blonde hair, twinning or binning, 3, 2, 1.
Twin bin.
Twin bin. I like it. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with
Like
the twin
imagine
bin.
not having crispy hair.
I can't. It's a foreign concept to me.
No.
It's always got a little bit of that crisp. Okay, the last twinning or binning, and this is going to be quick fire. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You can give a reason for or against, and then you have to say
Okay.
twinning or binning. Last twinning or binning, 3, 2, 1, musical theatre.
Obviously twinning.
Huge twinning.
You know what? It's funny you mentioned this, and I haven't actually told you, but next Tuesday I'm going with my friend to see The Devil Wears Prada.
Are you?
Yeah, we booked it. We got cheap tickets. I actually don't know how musical theatre people do a show every
They
night
do
and day.
like 9 shows a week or something, which considering I would do on a tour like 4 or 5 shows a week maximum. 9. And when they do 2 shows in a day, it's actually, I think it's the hardest stage work probably. It must be definitely harder than touring. My favourite musical, which is a bit of a niche one but not for the girls who get it, is called 13 the Musical.
I know where this is going.
And I was actually in our school production of 13 the Musical in year 7. Ellen, were you in 13 the Musical?
No, I wasn't. But, you know, that was like the first one you did. And I saw it and I was like, oh my God, this looks so cool. I want to be in it. And, you know, I like Glee. I've always liked musical theatre. Like I will happily listen to Mamma Mia. I will happily listen to
Wicked.
I will happily listen to like The Wedding Singer. Like there's quite a few musical. Dear Evan Hansen, Need I Go On? So I auditioned and pretty much everyone gets in. Like it's quite, I'd say maybe
It was
like,
our school musical. Like it was...
The bar was low.
The bar was relatively low.
But, you know, God love a trier. I didn't get in. And I was so upset. I was so deeply upset. I was so embarrassed. And Mum was like, you should just message them and be like, look, do you have, if anyone drops out, can I get a spot? And someone did, and I got a spot. But looking back now, I'm like, oh my God, my ego, like these days would be like, no, you can't have me.
Yeah.
But I'm
You don't want me, you can't have me.
I'm actually so deeply embarrassed because I know all the girlies out there, we all did film ourselves singing Jar of Hearts by Christina Perri. I know you did. I know you did. Because I did too. So, you know, I used that as my warm-up. And so we got given the song before the audition. And it was Suddenly Seymour
It was.
is standing beside me. And, you know, maybe I was, because I remember practicing with you and I was like, I was really
You're like, I'm kind of killing this right now.
I must have just been awful.
That was quite good when you sang it just then.
Really?
Yeah, you've obviously been practicing still.
It's because I just don't know my natural tone. I don't know if this is my natural tone. I don't know if this is my natural tone. I don't know. Like,
Yes.
who do you... I could sing, who do you think you are? But then I could sing, who do you think you are?
Well, you're just changing keys there, to
Yeah,
be
but
fair.
what is my natural key?
And that is the question of all questions. And that's something I will think about. No, I can't take one more step towards you.
You know, for fun, I actually do rewatch the Glee cast scene where like Rachel's like singing it really angrily at Finn. But yeah,
You know, the other one that everyone used to do the karaoke of when your parents left was also what Birdie Skinny Love. I know you were doing
come
that.
on, skinny love.
You're gonna peak the mic.
Did I do good there?
Yeah, it was not bad.
Shit. It's when you'd like sing into the voice memo app, and then you'd be like, "Fuck, I killed that," and then you'd listen to it back. It sounded like
On like our iPod touches.
yeah, on the iPod, and you'd be like, I'd make sure everyone was out of the house. Who do you think?
We've got to dig those up.
Hot girls sang "Who do you think you are?"
Running around leaving scars.
Collecting your jar of hearts.
Tearing them apart. And on that note, are we twinning or bidding musical theatre? 3, 2, 1, twinning.
Can I just say that you really triggered my wall of shame by remembering the audition I didn't get?
Queen, no, you've achieved above and beyond in adulthood.
I was like,
The things that are meant for you won't pass you by.
that is so true, Queen.
Yeah.
We can add that to like the quotes of like home is where the heart is.
Live, love, love. And notice there how I eradicated her wall of shame, guys.
So guys, it's been another episode. It's been another episode of fun, of laughter,
giggles.
of wall of shames, of no more walls of shame.
singing from
we
Ellen.
built it up, we built it back down. But anywho, we would love to hear your dilemmas. We want to hear them, you know, be as crazy as you want. So please send them to hello@twinhoodpodcast.com.
There it is. We can't wait to hear them. We'll be reading, glasses on, locked in. Send them our way.
Go follow us on Instagram. Go leave us
Yeah.
a review. Go leave us a comment.
YouTube comment, Spotify comment, Instagram comment, TikTok comment, all the comments. I want to see you in them.
The cousins will comment. Guys, tell me if you like my hair. You know, I didn't slip back today, so tell me if you like this. It did take us 10 minutes before we started to make sure it was in the perfect order.
Mm-hmm.
And all I'm going to say is I did curl my hair in 26-degree heat. So if that's not love, I don't know what is.
So true.
But cousins, it's been real. We now need to go see our actual cousin.
Ellen, I'd usually say, what are you going to make us for dinner? But I don't know if there's time for that. I think we've got a train to catch. We've got a 90th birthday to tear up.
There's been no marination today, guys.
Oh.
But I'll be back. The Tesco order has been done.
How excited are you about the Tesco order?
I'm very excited, so much so that I actually put it on our board. Now, cousins, if you're lucky enough, I will get the board and show you the board next time. Sneak peek, there's some salmon bites in there.
Crazy. She's off the wall. She's off the rocker.
Divas, it's been a blast.
It's been a blast. Cousins, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.